Hello once again. So, um, it's been a while since we came to this place, but there's something I've been reminiscing on, coupled together with some questions that I was asked, and basically it's just centered on the issue of purpose and calling, and maybe the passion to see that you we become a better person than you used to be. So someone asked me, what is the one major problem that makes salary earners that prevents them, that mar their transition from being a 9 to 5 worker to someone who is actively chasing purpose, and out of that pursuit of purpose comes resources that is able to sustain, then a solution to tackle that challenge. So from my own perspective, I just feel that one of the major things that causes this, that prevents people from transiting from being salary earners 9 to 5 to purpose, is a lack of hope, hopelessness, if I'll use that word, where one comes to a point where it's like, what's the use? What's the use? With everything going on around me, with all the things I've experienced, with the failures of the past, tried and failed, tried, it did not work, how I planned it, it didn't go that way, and whatnot, one would just be like, let me just give up hope. There's no need. Manage what I can. Let me not be too ambitious. Especially in the context of our culture where hopelessness sells. Someone told, he mentioned it recently. It was like, oh, social media is a place where once you are a preacher of hopelessness, you trend. Once you come to a point where you say, this Nigeria is hopeless, we can't even not see, our government is not working. This one, that one, you hear people gathering to listen, you gather your followership. And when you see another person who is, Nigeria will be great, this one, you just ignore the person and say, this person is dreaming or wishful thinking. And it's quite sad. It's quite sad because most of the followers of those who are hopeless, they don't know that sometimes, or in most cases, the people who preach hopelessness are just they are those who are trying to, most of them are those who are trying to excuse their failures. So they tried something, it didn't work, and they're like, it can't work. The fact that something doesn't work or didn't work for you doesn't mean that it doesn't work in its generic sense. So some persons are like, because it didn't work for me, it can't work for anybody, using it to excuse their laziness or excuse their failures, while not taking cognizance of the effect of their words on others. So a person who is saying this country don't spoil, that person may not have that mind, may not have that recognition that the effect of his or her word is quite impactful on many. And so many people are in a state where they believe, and I've spoken to young people, many of young boys I met back then in school, when we are discussing, you would just hear that major theme of, it can't work, why you, political system can't work. Look, one of them said, and I can remember, he said, look, if I enter there, even before this current administration came into, or he said, if I enter politics and I get there, I go first chop my own. Since others only chop, do me go stop, I go first collect me. Because he doesn't have that mindset of the fact that he can make a change because of the drag of hopelessness. There's no, you can't help, you can't improve, you can't work on a system that you don't believe can work. So if I don't believe that Nigeria can work, why would I try Why would I even bother? But if I believe that, oh, there's a glimpse of hope someday, there's light at the end of the tunnel, it will keep me motivated, it keep me going, even when it seems as if everything is going haywire. So I think the problem from my own understanding is that factor of hopelessness. If you believe, you can take steps. If you don't believe, you won't take any step. If you believe, you can't. There's a part of scripture that said, "Blessed is she that believe, for they shall be a performance." There are countless stories of people who started purpose at old age. There are some general overseers I know who started at a very old age. Some, I think, if I'm not mistaken, KFC started somewhere around 65, if I'm not wrong. You can't even say you are too young. Countless cases of people who at young age made impact. In the context of our society, there's this mindset. I just feel it's a mindset issue. It's a mindset issue. There's this mindset that, oh, if a young guy is well-to-do at a very young age, he's well established and has sufficient means of living and then feeling purpose, they'll be like, this one has done something. This one has gone to Abala. This one has. Yes, there are people who have done that. People who have on the other side of it, but it is not a law that, oh, before you get wealthy you must be old. No, you can be very well. There are countless examples. So hopelessness is one major factor, and I believe what can solve that is bringing yourself to a point where you say there is hope. There is hope. I can quote a scripture that says there is hope for a tree that is cut down. At the scent of water it shall spring back. That water can be some level of the spark of hope that comes from seeing other persons. A spark of hope that comes from reading about or hearing and encountering about other persons who have faced some of the challenges they faced and they still pull through. I can't tell you some of the things that one may have gone through, but at this stage of my life, I don't believe that there's anything that can prevent me from getting to the place I've dreamt about. If you can have it here, you can get it there. So that's my own take. Come to a point where you believe you can do it. If you believe you can, you will. If you believe you can't, you won't. Trust me. I would also quote somebody who said that, and this is just me paraphrasing, he said, the heart will go for something that it believes. Okay, there are two options. So this one option is to get this thing, there is a 100% chance or 90% chance of getting it, but you want it, just say 10%. You believe you can have it, say 10%. You believe about having it is 10%. And then on the flip side, the chances of getting this thing is like, say, 20%. 20%. But you believe that you want it, your desire for it is saying 100 or 90%. Your heart will go for the one that it wants far much more than the one that it doesn't want, even though the probability of getting it is high. So build yourself, carry yourself to that consciousness, fill your mind the information, fill your mind with the mindset that you can get it, it can work. I believe strongly Nigeria will be great. Nigeria can be great, and I'm part of the people who makes great. So this is my own take. Until I see you the next time. Ciao.